Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a live session on Planet Gym where everything is green. My name is Eltazi and seated at the far end is my co-host, the one and only
Sir Georges.
Yes, the only knight from America. And you know, when we are on Planet Gym, we definitely keep it green.
Yes, because everything is green
on Planet Gym. And today we have a very vibrant group of youth here, group of leaders kutoka Kajiado County. Seated right next to me is the one and only
Edna. And for your information, I'm not a youth. Yeah.
This is the first person.
That's the first person
to say that she's not a youth.
No, I'm past 35, so I'm not a youth.
You're not a youth?
Yes.
Hey, Kenya tapaka say Ruto youth. Anyway, next to it.
My name is Jojo Chieng. If you like, you can call me the Crane.
Yes.
I'm happy to be here and we'll learn together today.
Yes. Thank you guys for joining us, and also thank you, our viewers. We love you so much because you are the people who are keeping us keep going on and keep pushing on. Sir Georges.
Yes.
Zakayo mwenyewe. Zakayo himself. Unajua watu wanalalamika sana, wanasema kwamba Zakayo amewekea Wakenya tax mingi sana. Tax nyingi sana. Na mimi nakujua wewe unapenda Zakayo. Wewe ni mtu ya Yesu kweli. Unapenda Zakayo.
Sio kupenda Zakayo. Zakayo ni mtu anaitwa Ruto. He's the president of Kenya, and you see is a command for me to honor the government.
Yes.
Because that is and taxes is part of us.
Yes.
Every citizen, the responsibility of every citizen is to pay tax.
Umeshukuaje mambo ya tax? Na kwa nini unapenda Zakayo? Unataka kumsupport sana.
Umesema tu. Umesema mambo ya Zakayo na amewekea watu tax.
Ni kama umeonea itini. Anyway, the Crane.
Yes.
You hear what Sir Georges is saying. Sir Georges is saying that tax is we honor our government by paying tax. What is your stand? Na tax za Zakayo.
My stand is there is no illegality in paying tax. But there is an illegality in extortion of funds in the name of tax. Okay?
Yes.
Now, I'm saying that because our government, we have a government that has three arms.
Yes.
The executive, the legislature, and the judiciary. And these three arms work together for the good of our country. And when one arm of the government does not entertain some activity that is being conducted by the executive, then it means whatever the executive is doing is an illegality. And I cannot be one of the people who are promoting an illegality in a government that is elected by the people to serve the same people. And so our government is not just looking for tax. What it is doing is extorting funds from the people in the name of house levy, which is very wrong and has been proven by the judiciary that it is an illegal process.
In as much as definitely we've been told to submit to the authority, and that is what you are doing because that is what you are supposed to do, especially on things that are beyond us, because as mwananchi there's nothing much we can do. The only thing we have, in as much as it's not right what he's doing because it's too much for everyone, we have just to submit, and that is
kusubmit. Tunasema
lazima tukubaliane tu na serikali mahali imefikia, kwa sababu in as much as we want to tunataka kupinga, tunataka kufanya nini, there's nothing much we can do about it. The judiciary yenye amesema, the legislature and all those things looks like zote zimeshikwa mateka. Hakuna kitu yenye wanaweza fanya. None is there to fight for the mwananchi as they're supposed to fight for mwananchi. Now what do we do? Tunasonga tu.
Mwananchi akubali.
Tunasonga tu. Ainame.
Sir Georges, yani mnataka tu tuiname.
You see, we are talking and we are fighting, and you're fighting within yourself. Because you see, the government is given authority and power by me as an individual, as a citizen. So when we went to vote, we voted Ruto in as a president. And today we are here complaining that we don't want to pay tax. So you don't want to pay tax. You have teachers you're supposed to pay. You have the Kenya Army, the KDF that you're supposed to pay. You have so many employees that you need to pay. You have roads that you're supposed to build. So tell me, how do you want us to do that work?
Craig. Yes. Now, my brother is saying something that I don't really understand. You know, we cannot partake of an illegal process. We have mechanisms that the government, not only this government.
What do you call illegal? Illegality is when the government is gorillas. But we are talking of legally, a government, a legal government, that we woke up one day, we went, voted for them, they came in. Show me the illegality. Where is the illegality in terms of tax paying?
Let me tell you, when you see one arm of the government going against the will of the executive, that tells you that there is something wrong the executive is doing. And when the executive goes on doing it, that turns out to be an illegal process. Now, let me tell you one thing. We have so many mechanisms that were put in place through which the government can acquire taxes. But you can see the government introducing things that only suppress the growth of the common mwananchi. The government should be there to help the people grow. But the government you're having today is a government that is trying to suppress its people to make sure that the people do not grow at whatever level. And I think that is something that we should not entertain in our country.
And one more thing, maybe I will just add on that, is that what we have seen is, first of all, they went to court. And the court, said it was illegal. And now again, the Court of Appeal imetoka na ikasema kwamba no, they should not collect this house levy tax. But we see the president is adamant na amesema kwamba atasonga mbele.
I don't think you guys read the because the court said the people were not involved. But anyhow, let the government continue collecting it.
That was then. They went to Court of Appeal.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It's still being appealed.
No, it has imemalizwa. Actually, I think I can have something like that.
No, if
even as before you go to that,
yeah.
Maybe Edna can share a bit as we just confirm. Edna can tell us more.
Now, the problem is not just we are talking of taxes.
Yes.
We are not just talking about house levy. The house levy, if the court has drawn out the house levy, it's drawn it out.
Yes.
But they are taxes.
Yes.
You see, what do you expect? How do you expect the government to run without taxes?
Okay, let me say this. That is my opinion. Huh? This is a government that was voted in. I didn't vote it. I didn't vote this government personally.
No wonder.
But it's there. This is the president. Yeah. The only option that we have as Mwananchi is maybe to do what he's doing, because as Mwananchi there's nothing much we can do. Then we vote it out kama hatutasikizana nayo, because kila kitu yenye hatuna tutafanya na bado vitu zinarudi. What are we going to do?
Now,
even maandamano itself venye mlijaribu kufanya, it didn't.
True. Edna, I also wonder now as a Mwananchi, how about as the government? What option do they have? If they are not going to collect taxes from us, what option do they have?
The question is, I think let's put this question into order. The question is not paying tax, Sir Georges. We want to pay tax. We have to pay tax.
Yes.
We have no option.
Overtaxing.
What do you call over?
Overtaxing.
What is the level of, what is the minimum tax that you can collect?
Do not suppress the Mwananchi. Just like Kena said.
The problem we have, let me tell you the problem we have been having.
Yes.
With the previous government. Even, I can take you through the few government that we had. We had Kenyatta government,
yes,
which was fully financed by Britons. Fully financed. We actually used to be given grants. Kim Moi government, which was used to be given grants. Me, when I schooled in the university during the Moi time, and we actually used to be paid to go to school. We used to earn. We used to call it boom. So the Britons again used to finance that. They used to give us money give us everything.
No, Sir George.
Wait,
No.
let me
It's a crane.
I think
it's totally wrong.
there is one thing that we are forgetting
Yes.
here. The sovereignty belongs to the people. And
then the people are complaining.
You have said something that is very interesting, that the government is involving Kenyans in a process that is not people-based. I think our government was supposed to involve the people through the public participation before it started implementing whatever they're doing now. And I think that was so categorical in the court ruling.
I have a problem
Now-
with the Constitution of Kenya.
Yes.
I have a big problem.
Yes.
It's so contradictory. One, it says the power belongs to the people. Then it gives the people an opportunity to give delegated power. They delegate the power to the people. Then after you delegate power, again you are telling the government, go again and consult the citizens. And of course what the government will do, the socials can never handle all of us. We are so many, we are 50 million.
Yes.
We actually don't have even social halls. Most of the time we go under a tree. Which tree will handle us in this country? So what is happening is the government will always select a few people who are going to be involved in the public participation. So once we keep on complaining we were never involved, but we were involved in that the government selected a few people, went consulted with them, and the budget was passed. To begin with, have you ever had an opportunity to participate in the budgeting? We are so many, the government decides who is supposed to be going for this meeting. So by the end of
That's a very wrong way to put it. That the government decides who's going to
it does,
It should not.
but it does.
I think
Very unfortunate.
what you are saying is
our
not right, my
government.
friend.
I've never been involved since the creation of the
And
world.
that is the same government you're supporting.
Now, what I'm trying to say here is,
Yes.
we have to run the government. Now, I was taking you through how the governments in this country up to now have been, and you interrupted me.
I interrupted you because let me even finish, because I thought Crane was going there, but Crane did not go there. Moi, serikali ya Moi inajulikana sana kwa kukopa pesa.
Just
Kukopa pesa mpaka-
you need to give
Wewe
me
unasema tulikuwa tunapatiwa tu grants.
you need to
We are
give
taking
me an
loans.
opportunity to go through. So, you see, I said Kenyatta government was fully funded. In
Yes.
fact, the Britons sold land to Africans because they, taken our land. And Britain gave money to the government to pay the Britons. Then came the Moi time, and Moi also we used to go to school with
Help.
Muzungu's money.
Help.
Came the other day. In fact, when I was in my final year, is when we started getting loans. We used to be, they were all grants. We used to go to school. We used to be paid to go to school.
Yes.
Then Kibaki came in. When Kibaki, most of the time, up to 1992, is when now we started having some borrowings. And Moi never used to tax Kenyans. Never. So Kibaki came.
You don't remember paka kulikuwa na wimbo inaitwa nchi ya kitu kidogo. Moi ameovertax.
Hii ni ya juzi.
Hapana.
Hii ni ya juzi,
Hapana.
I'm telling you.
When ridiculous.
Kwani na nini nani mwenye ameimba hiyo wimbo ni walimu?
Unatembea Moi.
He's a young boy.
No.
So-
Nchi ya kitu kidogo ilikuwa inaimbiwa Moi. Nchi ya kitu kidogo. That was 1990.
Kitu kidogo ni bribes. Moi was never, Moi alikuwa na bribe.
And KJ anaitwa nani ule Walter Mongare akiwa pale alikuwa anataja zile matatu.
Walter Mongale is a recent guy. These are youngsters, I'm telling you.
But they were
These are
in the time of
youngsters.
Moi.
You understand? But Moi has gone up to 202.
Yes.
Isn't it?
But we're talking about Moi space.
I'm
you're
telling
talking about
you, up to 1992, they were all grants. That's what I said.
That's
Up to
all I said.
92. You're
That's
not listening to me. So then, from 1992, when now multi-party came, we started now doing some budgets that were slightly bigger. Our budgets were very small.
Yes.
So now, and Moi never used to tax people. They want.
Don't say that, because
I'm telling
Moi
you.
tax people.
I'm telling you.
Say-
Let me explain to you. Buying land in
Yes.
Kenya was free. In fact, we never used to use our IDs to
Yes.
to buy land.
Yes.
So now came Kibaki time. Kibaki started taxing us.
Yes.
And you know, people were mad with him.
Yes.
In fact, Kibaki would have been a first-term president, one-term president. You getting me?
Yes.
So Kibaki was almost being voted out in 1992, were it not for the Rakanithi. Yeah?
Yes.
2000 and
Yes.
2000, not 2002, 2007.
Yes.
2007. He was being voted out because he was taxing people. So Kenyans don't like being taxed. They want us to keep on borrowing. Where do you borrow? You think that money you go to borrow comes from trees? It's taxes for other citizens.
Are you telling us that there are no borrowings now?
That was the question I wanted to ask. Right now, if you look at the current government,
Because you are refusing to be taxed. Once you submit to the taxes, borrowing will cease.
It cannot.
You see, borrowing, what happens today, you know, when government will always keep on having short-term loans. Because the taxes, like most businesses will submit their budgeting by June. So that is when we'll pay our renewals. So government will always keep on borrowing. But the best way to go is not to borrow. It is to tax.
Ladies and gentlemen, while you're watching this live session, comment on the Facebook, tell us, you say with Sir Georges, is telling us, kile kitu inahitajika ni tax zaidi. Sisi hapa tukiwa hivi, the three musketeers, nafikiri tunashikilia kwamba bila tax. Sisi hapa tuko hapa ili kumpatia ujumbe, apeleke serikali. Kwamba nyinyi mnafinyilia sana wananchi. And like we were discussing earlier, the Infotac report inasema kwamba Kenyans are being feel overburdened by the situation of the country. Our President William Samuel Ruto. Wakenya unaomba tu kidogo kuangalau hata kama unatutax. Hapana finya sisi sana kwa kona. Unajua, sometimes Sir Georges, like the president, unaangalia unasema yenyewe hapa, wacha nipatie watu nafasi kidogo hapo, alafu nirudi. Lakini yeye anafinya.
How much have you paid this year in tax?
Mingi sana.
Huh?
Mingi sana.
You see what we do most of the time, like now the levy. We are talking of housing levy.
Yes.
Me personally, I am not an employee of the government of Kenya. I'm not an employee of because who is being taxed?
Yes.
You see, we keep
but,
on.
But that's a selfish way to look at it.
No, it's not selfish way. You see,
kama watu wakisema hivyo, watu wengine watu kipigania uhuru. No. Raila Amolo Odinga akisema kwa nini napigania
hata hakuwa amezaliwa wakati tulikuwa tunapigania uhuru, hata hakuwa amezaliwa.
The likes of Makiba, the likes of those guys ambao Sabasaba kina Orengo wangesema kwamba wao hawahusu kwa sababu ni mabuazis, wangeachana na hiyo mambo.
Now see what I'm trying to say is,
yes,
to those who are being taxed, they have a salary. They are earning money, and the money they are earning is from the taxpayers. So what is happening is it's just as a way of being told, donate something small so that we can be able to do something small for the country, you know, for those people, because all of us are supposed to be employees of the government, all of us. But because the government cannot absorb all of us, that's why in some countries, when you go to some countries, the rich and the employed are heavily taxed so that the poor can be able to be given some rebate, some food. Yeah, but you know, in Kenya, everything is politics.
Let
me tell you, I have been doing some export business. When you go to a country like UK, almost 45% goes to tax. 45% of your salary goes to tax. And then that is the same money that is now being loaned to Kenya. So they are able to generate more revenue for their countries, for their government. And so they are doing great things. The only problem maybe in Kenya that we can complain about is if Zakayo is going to use that money for the right purpose. If the money is used for the right purpose, I'm telling you the country will be very, very prosperous. But if they are going to put the money in their own pockets, that is where we have a problem. And even if Jesus Christ comes and becomes the president of Kenya, we have no other choice but to pay tax. No other way.
Unajua watu wamelalamika Kenya kwa hali ya gharama ya maisha imepanda. Unajua siku ya leo kuna mtu ambaye kuna juzi ulikuwa unaona clip, sajua Jesse. Somebody who threw himself from an 11-story building. Iko kijana alijichoma last year kule Pwani. Watu wanajua kwa sababu ya tax kwa mingi. Wewe mtu umefanya kiasi gani? So upatie tukao. Wewe not saying what to pay, but kuja pole pole. Ama la gani kweli?
Very true. Let me say this. Of all the governments Kenya has ever had, the Kenya Kwanza government is the most oppressive one. You cannot tell us that Kenyans have to pay tax and you come with the name of levy, when in real sense it is something you know you are going to force them into doing. If it is about a donation, as my brother here tries to put it, a donation is not doing out of a force.
It's not, you don't donate to a government.
Look at a teacher who has a house back at home. A teacher who does not need a house. The whole thing may be good. But now, did we confirm with the employees on whether they need the houses or not? You get that? We need to really inquire from these people. Do they need the house? What are they paying these houses for? Are they going to benefit
you
from
see,
the
we are getting it wrong. We are getting it wrong. You see, as a government comes up with policies. It's not the responsibility of an individual, of a citizen, to come up with policies. The government comes up with policies, and the policies are, the responsibility of every citizen is to pay taxes to the government.
Yes.
And the responsibility of every government is to give services to the citizens. And that is where we go wrong. You cannot be consulted to pay tax. Just like you cannot be consulted by a church to give tithe. It's your responsibility.
You see, no one has a problem with this tax paying thing. As in, the level of tax is where the problem is. What we are saying is, even if you see the way people are responding, the people that now the government is serving, you see how the way the people are responding, it clearly shows there is a problem. You saw the other day the president went to Meru. In fact, ni ngumu sana kuona president akishautiwa, but we are seeing it 2 years into power. It's less than 2 years. But the way the people are responding, it shows that there's a problem. I think as a president who was voted in by the people, the same people that he is oppressing, he should go back and listen to the people and reason with the people. They need to be in agreement.
A good president is not supposed to play.
Listen to his people. That's it.
I'm saying they need to be in agreement.
A good president is supposed to make decisions.
Not listen to his people.
Not to listen to his people, because his people will always.
That's a dictator.
Don't you think it's the same people?
What is this guy saying?
I am saying what I'm saying. I am saying a
Don't you
good.
think that he will need the same people to get there?
You don't need the people because you're serving the people. The people need you. You need to make the right decision for the people. You see, if you tell people you're going to give them 20,000 every citizen will get 20,000, you'll be very happy. But where do you get it from? You'll have to tax them.
Let me ask you, Sir George. You were there during the campaigns. You heard what Ruto was saying.
Yes.
Is he doing exactly what he told the people?
No.
Saying is different from doing.
Is he doing? And that is why I'm asking you.
You have to do the right thing.
Now, let me tell you, there is no way you can tell us that Ruto told us a wrong thing for him to do the right thing now.
Sure.
Now, you see, saying is one thing. You see, on the way, when you start walking, you say, I'm going to Nairobi, and I'll be there in 30 minutes. But you don't know what kind of jam is on the road, traffic jam. So as you walk through, as you drive through, you realize there are other situation. You are not in control.
Don't you think it will be in order when you explain to the person that you've told?
What happens is, once we put a government in office, the constitution has given that person 5 years to be in that office. then you go back again. You can renew the contract or you can put another person.
No, that's not the only way. Constitution imepatia 5 years, but pia constitution imetupatia mandate.
Yes.
Imepatia parliament mandate. They can impeach him. We as citizens can
Which
impeach
is
him.
okay, but you know, impeaching a president,
Yeah.
you need to have, he has to be against the constitution. He has to be broken the constitution. Taxing is not going against the constitution. We are only making noise.
Okay, let me first of all put it clear. I'm not going after the president like he should be impeached or anything for fear of
Of being put in.
fear of last time. Anyway, but what I'm saying is I think he should listen to his people. What Denna is saying is true. You know, you cannot just do things the way because you were the president. You know, just give us, because we gave you that mandate. We are the citizens. If you kill us today, who's going to be there? Yes, our children.
You
what
know,
if to
the problem of listening to the people.
Yes.
You will have to kill the right person. You see, when the Herod, was it Herod or the other guy who killed Jesus?
Yes.
When he listened to people, he had to set free Barnabas, the dark, and kill the right person. So sometimes you don't listen to what people are saying. You do the right thing, and I think that is what Ruto is doing. He's doing the right thing.
You know,
in another 3 years, I'm telling you, the tune will have changed. Just wait and see. We will have changed because what he's doing is the right thing.
Yeah.
Right now, we are doing, our farms are perfect.
Unajua one thing you should know, hata after hizo miaka mitatu mambo ikikuwa ngumu atakuja tu tena alete subsidy na maisha ipungue. In fact, someone told me
It's not about
someone told me Ruto knows what he's doing. Anafanya maisha ikuwe ngumu. Na ikifika 2025 alegeze kamba. Wanaje sasa?
Yes, that is what we do.
Someone told me that.
No, let me tell you. You see me, I'm a farmer. And I travel a lot. I have not small farms, but big farms all around the country.
Yes.
I'm telling you, because of the subsidy of, you see, what the other government was doing was subsidizing everything. They subsidized the fuel, yeah, but there was no fuel in the country. You remember that we used to queue for fuel. Since Ruto became the president, have you seen that problem? Now, with food, the food is coming down. There is a lot of harvest in the field. And when you want to see a good president, the rains always keep on coming down.
Edna, short on this topic. What's your parting shot, Edna?
Okay, me what I'll say is, because especially in this issue, hata tukiargue sahi, we might not get to a conclusion. I'm saying let Ruto work, let him do whatever he wants to do.
Yes.
Akipenda unga ifike 300, 400 ni sawa.
Sahi ni 140.
Ni sawa. Sisi tuko hapo tunamwangalia, tunaweza mrudisha ama tukosa kumrudisha depending with the way we will rate him.
Great.
let me say this. First of all, I must tell the president that this country does not belong to him. This country belongs to the
us.
people.
And these are people.
The government, Kenya Kwanza, was elected by the people. Everything that he does should be done on behalf of the people and according to the will of the people. Because the sovereignty of the people has to be respected. He has to also respect the other arms of the government. The moment any of the three arms of the government suggests that something is wrong and should be done the other way around, it is upon the president to make sure that he upholds our constitution. Overtaxation is not lawful and has been proven by the law courts, and he has, as the head of the state, to make sure that he leads by respecting the court orders and the court rulings. Or maybe, if he wants to lose in the next election, we are waiting for him. We shall not re-elect a president that cannot respect our law.
Sir Judges, umesikia mambo vile nenda. Wewe hata uhitaji pale.
Ruto. I will say here without with my eyes open that Ruto is doing the right thing. they are arms of the government, but all of them go for food from the desk of the president. There is judiciary, there is parliament, all of them have to draw salaries from the executive. So the executive has to look for ways of making sure that the parliament does not go on strike because they have large salaries. The judiciary is well paid. So taxes is a must for every citizen. However, I would say to the president that you make sure that the money you are getting from us is going to be used right in the right manner. And as long as you keep on pushing, we are going to elect you, because by the time election comes, you'll be number one in this country.
Ladies and gentlemen, those are the views of the panel that we have today. It's a beautiful Saturday. It's about to get to 2 p.m. We wish you a beautiful afternoon. Keep enjoying your weekend and make sure that, like Sir Georges is saying, you honor the government. Because if you don't honor the government, you'll not see heaven. Until next time, this was Kati Kati Show. Bye bye.